Hello guys. Today I will be talking about today I will talk about for now, as Francis Hunt has told us that silver, we are moving into a new unit of account. So gold is our new unit account, and um he he says that we are going to need to choose something that have like more that's going to generate more upside than gold. So in this precious metals bull market to protect ourselves from the crash in credit. So basically I'm referencing Alice Alistair MacLeod's view that everything has related to do with credit will be going down, and precious metals wise will go up. So uh so I want to maximize this opportunity to uh like for me, I'm in my 20s, and let me shortly introduce myself. I'm a founded prop firm challenge taker, and currently I already gained my first prop firm account. And from the income I generate from my prop firm, I will convert it, aside from my daily expenses, I will convert it to my precious metal stack. And in the future, I will hopefully convert this precious metal stack to real estate investment. And my goal is to stack uh, about a few, like as my name suggested, I will attempt to stack for about 15 kilos of gold. And uh, and as per my calculation, when we move into the next cycle, maybe it's in 2032, uh, I'm going to transition out of precious metals and purchase homes with it. So now let's take a look at my first part of my video, let's take a look at, so what in terms of gold ounces, what type of metal can we stack to have the most upside? So the first metal Francis Hunt suggested is silver. And we can see that historically, or at least in the near history, we have the highest upside in 2011. And we have the upside of about 45%. So if you stop purchasing silver and enter at the current price, what you will get is, for example, you have stacked about so all of my silver for myself, all of my silver I have purchased uh is below this point. So below this point, that means that my average price is not going to be too high. Probably, as I mentally estimate, my average price is going to be about here. And when I switch out of silver into the first interim target that Francis talked about, which is here, and he also have a second interim target, which is here, which I also have no doubt, but let's just compare all the three metals, silver, platinum, and palladium, to the recent prices, like for example 2011. And now if we take France's second target, we are going to have an upside of 62%. So if you have, for for me currently, if I stack, for example, if I have 1 kilos of gold, as I stop stacking right now, at the end of the period, when I switch the silver back to gold, I will have 2 kilos magically. And now let's take a look at platinum's case. So this is a platinum price divided by gold price chart as well. Let's move on to 3 months. Okay, so we can also see the platinum prices from there, from here, we can actually see some type of difference. As we high, higher, low, we are already entering reversal territory. So what will happen in 2008? This is what we are trying to predict here. Now we can see that the highest level we enter actually is not 2011. So we actually multiple times we reach this level. Multiple times we have reached this level. We actually came down from a much higher level, but it was in 1969. We were not taking into account of this level. So yet, but let's just measure it. If price go back to this level, we actually have a 78% gain. Sorry. So we actually have a 78% gain. Now, in the case of palladium, actually we can see palladium and platinum have a very similar development. So they actually didn't peak like silver. In 2011, but they actually peaked about in so palladium actually peaked around yeah, palladium have the same bull market in the 2000s, and it also happened for platinum. So this is synchronized, and between 2007 and 2009, for palladium, nothing happened. But in 2022, when there's nothing happening for platinum, something happened for palladium. And let's just measure it, because we can see that amongst all precious metals, it seems that as per gold ounces, platinum and palladium barely even moved at all. But silver has already started moving. But you can argue also from Francis Hunt's point of view that silver also hardly moved at all. If we take this target, it's almost on the floor. So let's just take a calculation of what upside it brings for platinum. Wow, it's a 78%. So it's the same as silver's higher target. So it's the same as the higher time frame target we take for silver. Still also about 70%. And for palladium, let's take a look. Now, I doubt that palladium will have reached such a price in 2001, because now palladium and platinum, people get platinum. It will have an upside of 89%. If palladium goes up to its 2019 level, we also will be reaching a 70%. So across all three white metals, we all will have a 70% wise increase in terms of gold ounces. And as for gold, which will have a significant increase in terms of fiat debasement. So if we take gold for fiat debasement at 50% for interim level, adding the gold part with the precious metals part together. So for example, if you keep gold instead of fiat money and you buy real estate 5 years later, you will get twice the amount of real estate. So previously you will buy one building, but now you can have two buildings. And if you stack palladium, platinum, silver, and you exit very strategically. So first of all, you can find buyers prior, or have set up your selling system in place to make yourself convert back to fiat at the exact moment, then you will probably have about so adding 50% on top of that, you will have instead of two buildings, you will have four buildings. And some added upside, you will probably have five buildings for the price of one. And if you can only afford like 20% of a building prior, you now can afford a full building. So I would strongly advise for any prop traders who actually wants to keep some savings because our prop position is very much like futures trading. We cannot really make long-term position in prop firm. Or I would also not use my personal account to trade futures because I do think that our personal investment should be deleveraged. Uh, I would strongly advise stack platinum and palladium right now instead of silver because silver has already begun to move. And if you dollar cost average silver, right, you are not going to have uh as big as a move up compared to palladium and platinum. So these are the two metals I would recommend. And palladium is really cheap, and platinum is also not too expensive right now. So if you have the chance, please buy them. Okay. And hopefully, if we calculate the real estate value. So for right now, let's just talk top financial districts. So for example, in Singapore, in top financial districts in Beijing or Singapore or Shanghai, the average price for a for a studio apartment is about 3 kilobars. Okay, that's from what I have gathered. It's possible to find apartment less than this price, but um, it is not the norm. Okay, so the average price for a studio apartment is 3 kilobars right now. And at the end of this cycle, if you have done everything I prescribed just now, you you can probably get about uh so you can probably get, for example, if you're like B and you have 1 kilo, you, you can probably get about and you convert. So the form of my kilo gold right now is all in silver, platinum, and palladium. You can in theory in 2032, so that is my predicted timeline, uh with if I just don't increase my stack at all, but my stack is still increasing, right? If I don't increase it at all, you can get from my 1 kilo right now, uh it will be counted as 5 kilos. So you can get like if you stretch it, you can probably get two apartments in the said financial district. And and such property will usually have a high rental to risk income. And for me, right, I will actually advise you to not get properties in areas where there's not balanced law enforcement. So if like the area is run by gangs or it's very corrupted and the people receive like pressure from local clans, I would advise you to get a property somewhere metropolitan. So even though the price reward ratio may not be as high as maybe places like Johannesburg or rural China. Sometimes the rental income ratio can be even more 10%, for example. But these areas, you cannot have effective protection of your property. The property may be confiscated or maybe like people will like make trouble at your home. So I would advise you to get one of these property at metropolitan area, and that is exactly exactly the plan I'm going to execute. So if everything work out right, from this side income, from this trading income, at the current growth rate of my stack, I'm aiming for like maybe 10 apartment portfolio for receiving rental income. And if we finish off the narrative, so for currently, the rental income in Singapore is about for a 3 kilo gold bar apartment right now. The rental income is about 3,000 Singapore dollars. So about 0.75 ounce of gold. And if we have 10 of them, actually you will be probably getting 200 grams of gold per month to live on. And 200 grams of gold from any historical period in terms of real purchasing power is a very generous retirement plan. And you can be ensured that the rest of your life you'll be very well taken care of and free to pursue your other dreams, maybe in the arts and so on. So now let's work together and try to make the best of this capital rotation trade.